I'm Amy.
I'm Wendell.
And I'm Patrick.
And
this is
Yes,
But Why?
Podcast.
I was going to say, how long does it take you to grow yours back?
Probably
Looks like it's half back now.
I'd probably get a full one by a month and a half. Like, it would be good. But
I probably could too, just because these chops, like,
yeah.
I'll cut them and they'll just be back. Like, but
Yep.
I get way too itchy. Like
You're dedicated to the chop, though.
Yeah, it's weird. I think I've just always wanted them. Like, I remember being a freshman in high school and we were doing Little Shop, and the guy that was the dentist was asked to grow out his chops. He's like, yeah, I'm going to do it, but I hate it. And I was just like, screw you, pal. Like, some people want those and can't do it yet because they're only 15.
I didn't really have to shave in high school at all.
If I were a guy, I would want chops.
It's full.
Big old chops.
Yeah, the beard covers this area, so that's great. Right under the chin there. So I hate this thing. Because I do this a lot. I scrunch my face and it's just like, ugh, no thank you.
Oh, I see. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. A beard can help with a potential... You don't have a double chin, but, I mean, if you did, you could definitely fix it.
Definitely.
Everyone does. It's called skin.
That's being a human.
Yeah,
It's the way literally the skin around your skull works. It's not...
Oh.
Yeah,
I
it's
just haven't
not...
observed people enough.
Yeah. Should try to, one thing I like to do is, because I have a hard time with, like, when I see ladies that I perceive look the way I look, and I don't know that the ones I perceive look like me. Like, there's plenty of ladies who have the same body type, and I, in my head, just see this other woman, and I'll be like, and I try to forgive her for her looks, because people shouldn't be mad at me, right?
Right, yeah.
But I'll get like, oh, God. And I'm like, no, relax. You know, nobody's mad at you.
I'm
Sure, somebody's mad at me.
minute and a half last night, staring at myself in the mirror, just like, oh, this is not good. I gotta do something. I gotta do something about it.
I don't think it's bad. I didn't expect it because the last time I saw you, you had a beard. But...
In my head, too, I don't look like this. 100% don't look like this.
Oh, I don't look like what I look like in my head, no.
I hate it. So it's like, catching me here, and I'm like, oh, that's right. Yeah.
I look like Katherine Hutchins in my head. That's what I look like.
I don't know. I don't know what I look like in my head, but I feel like, I am a very self-conscious, and I wouldn't say, like, the best self-esteem, but I tend to, like, look in a mirror and be like, hey, yeah, that guy's all right. Which I don't feel
that's
like
wonderful.
Is a thing that I don't present myself that way most of the time. I'm usually not happy with, like, photographs. Definitely not happy with videotape. But yeah, I guess, like, wherever I've lived, like, the mirrors are enchanted or something. Because it always seems to work out for me. And then I do a little, like, air guitar, and I pretend I'm in a band again, and I sing some songs to myself, and it's very soothing.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
Confidence is key, I hear.
I like that.
That's the only place I have confidence. So if I'm ever booked for, like,
not true.
my apartment bathroom near you, please come to the show.
I think I'm just going to install, like, soft light, lots of diffusion in my bathroom. I'm like, oh, that's better. And we're good.
Now we're good.
You think so, but we have really, like, soft lighting in the baby's room, you know, just because it's like, hey, baby, relax.
Right.
Hey.
Nice and cozy.
But we have this but Chris installed this little bright sort of, like, desk light right over where we change him, because we realized that, like, we weren't cleaning him enough because it was all dark and we just didn't see anything. And then we'd like happen to change him in the daytime and be like, whoa, hey, what's this? Oh, shit, you know. We're like, oh no, this is not okay. So now we have this bright ass light.
Searchlight above.
And it's like, I check every nook and cranny. I'm like, poop anywhere? No, okay.
I don't even go to those lengths. So good for the baby.
Yeah, no, I literally couldn't check on my own body. I can't reach the parts of my body that I check on him on a regular basis.
Yeah. What I love, my favorite thing is walking into like a Walmart or something like that where they have like the security camera footage that's showing the door, and I'm like, who's that? Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's the other place where I look awesome. At the self-checkout where it has the, like, we're watching you so you don't steal things. I'm like, you're watching this handsome dude. He's not stealing things.
You slide into frame.
Yeah, no, I'm always like, wow. Like it's ridiculous. The situations where I, like, decide to have confidence in myself. It's like, oh, yeah, hey.
You're like,
yeah, you're... The screen.
Yeah.
This is my new
selfie
this
with
is
the
my new
self-checkout.
headshot.
Yeah.
Great headshot. Who did it, Walmart? That's,
Dear Walmart, may I please have a copy of the footage from the... here's my receipt number so you can find it more easily. I just feel like I looked so amazing from that angle, so...
At work, we have so many security cameras all over the place. And so when I'm up there, like, usually by myself, and late at night, I'll just, like, randomly turn to a camera and snap at it and wink, hoping that eventually someone has to replay that tape, and they just see me being a real weirdo.
You gotta be careful, though, because something weird's gonna happen, and they're gonna be like, who's weird enough to do that? And they're like, hold on, wait, and they find the spots.
I'm at the top of the list, I guarantee you that.
We've been completely cleaned out, and 5 minutes before the masked men come in, Patrick winks at the camera.
He knows it's going down.
But sir, this man runs in and hits him over the head, and he lays there the entire time they rob the whole place. He's in on it. No, he has a concussion. He literally cannot, he's practically in a coma. No, he's getting his money. Who's paying his medical bills, though? Us, I think? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, long-term disability, probably.
Workman's comp at this point. We have a record of him being hurt on the job.
No. I don't think I've ever been hurt on the job.
Yeah.
Well, not officially.
Not in a way that made you deal with workman's comp.
No. When I was like 16, 17, I was working at like a video rental place, but they served, I may have told this before, they served ice cream. Yeah, so down on the coast it's hot, real hot. So we would have to, all day long, it'd be kids just coming in the summertime. You'd have to scoop it out. But the owner would put it on the lowest setting so that it would be at the coldest part. So I had to fully extend my arm down into this thing. And I ended up, from like such repeated motion at an super extended arm down, I pulled my rotator cuff. And I had to go to physical therapy to rebuild it. Like, no joke. So while the other guys were like, oh man, I hurt my knee in football the other day. I was like, yeah, man, chocolate chip, that got me. That's what got me every day.
I had a bunch of friends that hurt themselves scooping ice cream, honestly.
Yeah? It's dangerous.
Yeah, the pressure of it is pretty intense. Yeah. It's like, hey, do you want to scoop some, brick out of...
just reach in there.
It's like, how do you feel about the hardest thing you've ever tried to get?
We have you need those heated spoons, yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. That's how you do it.
The superior ice cream scoop technology.
That being said, workman's comp to me is like, did you get hurt and you were aching for some paperwork?
Yeah, right.
Were you feeling like your pain would be made better by some bureaucracy? Because if so, please try to get some more workman's comp.
Do you like being spied on by insurance companies to verify that you're actually hurt?
Oh man, you know what's crazy too is that I'll say this on the podcast. I recently got a letter from Texas Workforce Commission. Mm-hmm. When I lived in Dallas, I went on unemployment because I was unemployed.
Right.
And I got unemployment for a couple of months, and it was during a time that Obama doubled it or whatever. So I got all sorts of money. Mm-hmm. Then I moved here and got a job, and I told them I got a job, and then I got off of it. Well, they sent me a thing, and they're like, oh, well, you said that you couldn't work at this temp gig one time, So now you owe us back all $3,000. And I was like, I don't think that's how it works, but okay. And they're like, oh yeah, so you can't deny work at all. I'm like, I moved from one city that didn't have work for me to another city that did. And then I found a job and let it go. Like, I didn't do anything weird. Like, I had to go to where the jobs were, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know what I'm going to have to do to, like, figure it out. Because it was years ago. Yeah. It's like, I only vaguely know because I read what it said. I was like, oh, that must have been what happened then. I don't know. I mean...
to go back through old emails and stuff.
Yeah, to be like, I don't know, what the hell, you know? It was like, that was 9 years ago. Like, you're really gonna, can you float me the 3,000, Texas, please? And we just... No, I gotta pay it back to you because you need it.
Yeah, that's what 100% is gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm 100% gonna have to pay that back. Yeah, yeah, it sucks. What you gonna do?
Yeah, I had to pay back something. I don't even remember what I was on unemployment for, but I had to pay back like $300 or something. I did it because I thought they weren't going to release my financial aid until I paid it, and so I pay it. And then the financial aid's office is like, oh yeah, we were going to release it. We were just waiting for you to sign this paper. Oh, so I just gave them $300 for nothing. Cool.
Well, clearly they would have hounded you 9 years later, so it's probably best that you paid them back. Because I was like, what? No, get out of here. I was like, no, that's a fake law. I'm out of here.
I don't know.
Also, it's like, wasn't that money mine?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting is we pay into it, but then it's super difficult to get it back when you need it. You have to prove that you're doing all this stuff, and it's the last time I was on it, which was about a year ago. I was on for a month because I made the weird decision to try and do like more freelance type work, which was really just like driving people around, not really freelance. So I could, in theory, get other freelance work that never came up, and then that kind of dried up, and it takes forever. Like, you apply, you're like, yeah, I kind of need money now, and they're like, okay, you'll get it in 6 to 8 weeks. Cool, so I'm going to get my first check from you guys around the time I start the job I'm surely going to find, which is exactly what happened, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Most people don't even have savings for that, so... Like 6 to 8 weeks is a long time.
Yeah. Well, not to mention the fact that, it's way more of a gig economy these days where they've like pulled jobs that have benefits away, and then, everybody's on like a contract basis, no health insurance. That's kind of how it works now. But 9 years ago, when I lost the job that I had and then got on unemployment, it was all of it. It was everything. It was like, well, I have to pay for... a doctor if I needed, or this, that, and the other thing. And I had worked regular day jobs for years. So I wanted to be like, give me that money. That money was mine. I'll never deal with this system again because I'm not working that way, and nobody works that way anymore at all. Okay. So can we just call it a draw? I'm going to have to call them and see what's going on. Because I thought I had gotten it when I first moved to town, after I was like, okay, I'm good, thanks. Mm-hmm. And they sent me a thing back, and they're like, yeah, you have to pay everything back. And I was like, I don't think I do. And then, 9 years later, they find me again, because here I am. They're like, yeah, by the way, you owe us this money. I'm like, fucking what? It's my money.
I'm super happy about the Social Security I'll never be getting. That's...
Oh, yeah, I hope you're enjoying paying directly into the pockets of all the people who are just going to take it and put it in their mausoleums when they die. I mean, we might as well just have an entire area called, like, the Congress mausoleums, and then, when they die, just put in their aides and, like, all the people, all the money that they have in the bank. Like, oh, yeah, no, they just went in there with, piles of cash. They didn't want to leave it to the bank or any charity or anything. No, they just...
And if you gave it away to the ones left behind, they'd have to pay, 50% on tax on that?
Yeah, so they just figured pile it up all around him. So it's him in a coffin and then just piles of cash all around. Don't break into that mausoleum, though. It's definitely not worth it.
It's cursed, for sure.
He also in his last will, right before we shut the door,